think they are. Are we getting ready to? Okay. All right. So it sounds like they are ready to take it over for Destiny 2.
So, who are you again?
I am Wyvern or Dan, and you are. Who are you?
Oh crap! Who am I? Oh, I was not prepared for this. Boat or McBoat. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Hi.
All right. Hi, folks. So we are showing off Destiny 2 today.
The couple.
Oh, okay. Now people can hear.
Yeah. Don't touch
the mic. All right. So as we were saying, I am Wyvern. This is Boat. We are playing Destiny 2. This is a particular favorite game of mine. I've played just a couple hours, in this game over the last decade of its release, between the first and the second games, and I'm really excited to share some.
And so, allegedly, this game has been out for 8 years now. I didn't realize it's been that long.
Yeah.
Came out in 2017. Originally released as a pay-to-play.
Yes, it was, and with Destiny 2, especially later on in the life cycle of Destiny 2, they decided to change the core of the game to a free-to-play model, and then releasing just the most recent expansions as that like pay-to-play content. So if you want to try this, if you find this interesting, you can give it a shot on your own for free.
And what systems can you play this on?
Let's see here. So it's available on PC, Xbox Series consoles, PlayStation 4 and 5, both, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and there are enhancements, I think, actually for the Pro model.
That's cool.
So this is an FPS, is a shooter game. It's kind of like an FPS MMO. You encounter lots of other players as you're playing through this. But it's really rich in its narrative drive in this game. So every bit of this game, whether you're playing a minute little side quest or the big main story beats, are all going to be diving into lore, whether it be surface level or really, really deep. This game goes so far as a matter where that there are actual lore books in the game. And remember how to get to it. Collections. There we go. There's a whole lore sections. Different topics. Each topic has its own books, and as you can see there, pages and pages of the books alone. And a lot of these, I believe, are available out of the game as well. There's a community initiative called the Ishtar Collective that's taken all of the lore across the games and made it available on a website.
Yep, and I have checked out the website before because you shared that with me.
And it's really cool.
And it's overwhelming because there's so much information.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I guess one of the first things that we wanted to show off is the idea is that humanity has been through a collapse in their society within the solar system. And there is really only one city remaining, at least at the start of Destiny. It is known as the Last City. Appropriate name, I think.
Yeah.
And so this is where we're at right now, called the Last City. And it is this kind of combination of fantasy and sci-fi. Right here is the wall that protects the city.
Yeah, the Wikipedia article calls it a mythic science fiction.
I'd say that's pretty appropriate. Yeah, that checks out. Hi, Ellie. And so so we have this massive city that is protected by this giant wall, and we can see there's elements of sci-fi here with the big machines around the buildings, and humanity has had to ally itself with other races and species of aliens. So we have the Elixni here, which are multi-eyed, and they breathe something called ether, so they all have masks on their faces. We have the
I wonder what
ball as well, and these three species have all kind of come together and formed an alliance. But so those who live in the city have their normal lives.
Okay.
But then we can step outside of the city itself, and we can go to just beyond the wall into the car and start to see a little bit of what's happened since the collapse, how that has affected humanity.
Okay. I like your ship there. It almost looks like it's like crystals or something.
Yeah, so this is this particular ship is called the Vault Strider, and it comes from one of the end game pieces of content, which is called a raid. There are 6-man activities where you've got 6 players all cooperating in these like combination of like a puzzle and combat all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And that particular one is earned from the master version of that raid, particular hardcore version.
Oh wow! It's kind of a prize you get to show off.
Oh,
and be
very,
like,
very much so.
Hey,
I don't take that ship off.
I completed this. Here's flaunting it now. So
So as we can see here, flipping by on a hoverboard, because I can do that too, huh? So as we can see here, kind of moving beyond the wall, we have the remnants of human society. And what it looks like. So up here, this is the other side of that wall that we were talking about. And then,
so it's kind of like Wild Westish out here, outside the wall. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we can even see like the leftovers from highways. These are Ravager Elixni here that are called the Fallen. Their society also went through a collapse.
Okay.
The forces of evil, the forces of darkness. And we see this pretty commonly throughout this first like decade of content for this game, where it's literally called the Saga of Light and Dark, because you as a guardian, as your character, are wielding powers of the light, and then later on you're able to wield powers of darkness as well to fight back.
Epic.
So let's see here. We'll go and see if we can find some enemies to mess with. So this is a shooter game, but it's also a shooter game that has some space magic to it.
I mean, if you're going to be in the space magic.
Right. So we have cool guns that just fire bullets. I mean, they're pretty normal. And then we have guns like this, which are going to freeze people, slow people down, apply like a frost effect to them. This gun is my particular favorite. This is called the Graviton Lance.
Oh, that's cool wiring and stuff.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
Quite the effect to it.
Oh wow!
This gun fires black holes. It just casually generates mini black holes and fires them.
Casually.
Yep.
As you do.
As one does. So we can see there's like little bits of void energy floating around. There's 5 elements in this game. We have arc energy, solar energy, which is like a fire. We have void, which seems to be more of like a antimatter almost. And then we have those are physical, and then we have darkness abilities, which pull from the metaphysical. So we have things like strand and stasis being this ice effect.
Nice.
Has this kind of real cool audio effect to it. And then we have Strand, which uses the plank web of the universe, like the threads that the universe are built on, string people up and suspend them, do all kinds of crazy things. So it's this game has a lot of layers of depth to it, both in mechanics and in lore. Let's get into some more interesting aspects of it. Right. So I kind of flashed it on the screen a couple minutes ago, but we also have not just the Earth down here at the bottom, where we have the Cosmodrome and the EDZ, European Dead Zone. We can go beyond Earth into the solar system. And so on Mars, we have Savathun's throne world, where almost like a dream world has kind of started to bleed onto the surface. We have the moon, Europa, as an entire civilization built into the ice.
Oh, cool.
We have the moon. The moon's haunted. The moon has all kinds of nasty critters hiding in the dark. We have Nessus, which has been taken over and turned into a world engine by the Vex, which are robotic creatures. The Dreaming City, which sits on the edge of a black hole, but like a schism in reality. And this is where the Awoken, which are an evolved version of humans, sit in the Dreaming City. Eternity is a rabbit hole that is not worth talking through. And then here at the top, we also have, just like these are categories of other activities in the game. Vanguard Ops is just like a way to binge through random rotated story missions. Gambit is this really interesting player versus environment. So you're trying to beat waves of enemies faster than the opponent is beating waves of enemy.
Okay.
And then Crucible is your traditional PvP. So you're going in and trying to wipe out enemy players as quickly as possible. Legends pulls from stuff that is no longer in the game, like the location isn't there, but maybe their actual, mission is. So let's see here. The King's Fall is a raid. It's one of those 6-player pieces of content that is on a ship that no longer exists in the game, but the raid still is here, so that way players can access it.
That's cool.
So anyways, there's all of this stuff, but then I want to kind of draw some attention to Neptune, because I talked about how this is the last city. This is the last of humanity. Well, there is another pocket of humans that landed on Neptune, and they hid themselves so that way they would be safe from the forces of darkness lurking across, and they took maybe a little bit of a different route to how to survive. And so it takes a minute to load here, but as we go off, we'll start to see that this city is called the Neomuna. And Neomuna is a cyberpunk city. We get a very contrasted look into what humanity is capable of, especially if alone and not being actively harassed by bad guys.
Okay.
We have Sean Obi is calling you out specifically in the chat there. I'm just very excited that you're here.
What's up, Shinobi?
All right, so as we can see here, it looks a little bit different, this part of humanity. Managed to build an entire skyline among the diamond-hardened surface of Neptune.
Cool.
But there's a million things to do in Destiny. There's so much content, not enough time to play all of it. And so I thought something that would be really fun is there's a place over here. It's called a Lost Sector. That is it's like a little mini dungeon crawl where you're going through and
I don't know what those
oh yeah.
shapes.
So have you ever seen The Matrix?
Yeah.
Yeah. So humans in The Matrix are of course there against their. You're in Neomuna. When the city is threatened by any outsiders, all of the Neomuni people of the city of Neomuna go into this kind of matrix-like structure, and it's called the Cyber Arc. And so they go into that, and they are going. They did add hoverboards. They're fantastic. You do all kinds of tricks with them too. But they go into this like virtual world where they can be safe, and they can actually still access the city as the hologram, so they can look at what side of. So we'll keep moving along a little bit further here. Find on that hoverboard. These are called skimmers. And I completely went the wrong direction.
Yeah, it happens.
Let's turn around. Right. So we will actually get back to this area here in a minute, because I really want to show off that big structure that was in the distance. But I think there's something people might be a bit more in. One of the things that I find really fulfilling about this game is that not only is it just a shooter where you get to collect some really cool looking guns and use those to just wipe out enemies and enjoy the feeling of the gunplay that Bungie's put together for us, but there's actually a bit of like mechanical build crafting that goes into it as well, so you can sit there and find things that synergize well together and work together to create a really satisfying experience, and it makes harder content. Managed to get myself entirely lost here. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. I'll just go ahead and fast travel there.
Right, and Cyberpunk, I got completely in the wrong place, and then wanted me to go through a parking garage to get to the destination. No, reloading.
No, yep, just nope, we're not doing this. All right, so
apparently, likewise in this cyberpunkish type of city, you also experience.
Oh yeah, it's a twisting maze of all kinds. But all the citizens of Neomuna are they're off hiding somewhere. There are still businesses in this city, right? There have to be. And so we have this really cool place called the Thrillodrome. Now, does this look familiar at all to you?
Almost looks like an arcade.
It sure does, doesn't it? Unfortunately, because of the attack on the city, it is closed. But if we commit just a casual crime here,
casual crime,
as one does, and we break in, go ahead and hop through this vent here, run through the ventilation structure, and
it's fine. They're fine.
There we go. Okay, so now, again, casual crime, breaking through vents. We will end up in the Thrillodrome. And so right here we can see our first. These guys are the Vex. These are robotic life forms.
Are they also playing the arcade games? I mean,
they are. This one's staring at one. Oh, he's upset at me now. Yeah, so these are the Vex. They're pretty cool. This one particular one is called a Goblin. Got a title actually. So we'll go ahead and put my Captain America shield at it.
Nice.
And so we're gonna wander through the Thrillodrome arcade looking for a boss, like any good video game. Now, I will say, unfortunately, these arcade cabinets and the glass, this is all destructible. I do try to minimize the damage in the arcade when I'm playing, typically, because, the downfall of the arcade when the Neomuni come back out, but this is called a Hydra.
Oh, geez.
So we take a look at some of these unbroken arcade cabinets. Oh wow, it's just like spawning more and more, isn't it? So we've got these more like, simulator style where you sit in here and you're playing games that way. These, which are like a Pac-Man style, maze. You're navigating through the maze to pick up the dots.
Cool.
We got some. There's one over here that always makes me think of Qbert. There we go.
Oh yeah.
It totally makes me think of Qbert. There's maybe like a Galaga style one. Got lots of those kind of floating around here. They really had fun with the design of the art.
Cool. Not cool is that these enemies are destroying.
Really, they're making a mess of it.
Arcade.
Oh, there's even a bar in this one.
I know. Arcade. Nice.
There's some Dance Revolution for you. Excellent.
Very nice.
We're nearing the end here. Things start to get a little jam-packed in the corridors of the arcade here.
Minotaur.
They did a challenge too. That would be great for there to be like a mini game in here. That would be phenomenal. Claw machines. I've never been a big fan of claw machines.
It's all grift.
It really is. All right. Now I'm not sure what's going on here. Looks like we've got a shield around some arcade cabinets. A portal?
Yeah, what's going on with that?
No. Yeah, let's touch it. What's the worst?
You gonna do a Tron type of thing here?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, wow. You did.
It's incredible.
You've Troned it.
Troned it.
You're inside a game. You're playing a video game inside a video game.
Gameception?
Yes.
Okay, so this guy's got like a shield on it. Sometimes we'll see like puzzles like this woven into things. I would imagine this is some kind of boss here. We've got a box here. Another one. There's a lot of... Oh no. Yeah, it's just... I'm gonna leave him be. He'll be fine. There we go. He seems a little too easy to kill. There's at the end of each of these lost sectors. Oh, okay. There's the problem. Yeah, that's gonna be there.
Hello.
So at the end of each of these lost sectors, where they have these like mini runs through an environment, kind of showing off the environment itself, but also giving you a little bit of a challenge. They have chests at the end where you can pick up some loot. With as with most looter shooters like Borderlands, Destiny kind of falls into that category. It's Destiny overall is an interesting game because it stretches across multiple. It's a looter shooter in that.
Smackdown.
Oh, okay. There's a platform there. It's a looter shooter in that you're able to complete these activities and pull a lot of armor and weapons and all kinds of things that you put up on your character. But it's also it falls, or at least touches on the hallmarks of an MMO with its constant interactions with other players.
Yeah.
And it's still a narrative FPS because the lore team and the world building team for this game are just top.
Oh, that was a cool move.
There's some space magic for you. Yeah, so each of the different classes, there are 3 in this game. We have Titans, Warlocks, and Hunters. Titans are very... makes me think of like a fighter or a paladin from D&D. Oh no.
Oh.
They are, they're very physical with their attacks. You have Hunters, which traditionally are going to be more like a thief, or maybe a ranger. They're very quick. They can dodge. They can hide. They can do all kinds of things along those lines. And then we also have Warlocks, which, as the name kind of implies, they're a bit of a space wizard. But then each one of those classes has a subclass, and that subclass is going to be focused around a specific. So this is my character here. Go to the top, more prismatic for a moment, and you can see there's each of the 5 elements are tied to a subclass. So like the Sentinel here has all void energy tied abilities. So what I had just done there was this Twilight Arsenal where some of these giant void battle axes and then throw them at the enemies. And actually, if I'm quick enough here, wherever they land, yeah, they're gone already. You can actually pick those. You can pick those axes back up and throw them again.
Oh, that's cool.
So
you can axe several questions.
You can axe several questions. All the enemies here are wiped out. Loot here at the end. In this case, it's not even going to give me loot because I already picked up a lot of the stuff from this game.
Hey Sam, why do the Vex need to invade the Thrilladrome anyway?
Oh, they changed
Can't
this.
they access the Cloud Ark anywhere in the city?
Yeah, they go over this stuff in primary school. Basically, the Vex use cascading quantum entanglement. But, yeah, the Cloud Ark's a psycho-reactive nth dimensional fold.
Of course.
It's like neither one's a computer network exactly, and the ways they're not is different. I don't know. That class was boring.
There we go. Okay, all right. So let me back out that
You're
time.
out. All right.
All right. So yeah, this is what the lost sectors look like. The lost sectors are also really interesting because they have difficult or like increased difficult like levels to them, and they rotate through. So you can find those sometimes, and they actually require you to target specific elements or specific mechanics to handle much more difficult.
Rebecca mentioned earlier, the Vex doesn't want you showing off all the games. LOL.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's probably why they're hoarding this place all to themselves. This physics, of course, with the physics jargon. I imagine that's right up your alley. All right, so we have this is what humanity looks like. Part of the humanity has had to, survive the brutality of the darkness and all of its factions in the last city. Others opted for hiding away on Neomuna in this cool cyberpunk city.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk a little bit about the darkness and what that looks like.
Yes, let's talk about. Oh, the darkness. Sorry. Yeah.
And this one, if I can remember the correct way through this cyberpunk city, should be...
Fungus Punch. Okay.
That's an interesting username. I'm going to head over to what is called Ahimsa Park. And
Setting up shop here in a pretty major way. If it's anything like their other tactics, they'll be sacrificing their hardware to integrate it into the build process.
Whoa! I don't like the scale of those Vex signals I'm seeing. Not on our watch. Hey, Guardian, there's some weird activity in your area.
That dialogue there was between the first non-binary character in the Destiny franchise named Nimbus and Ghost, who is my personal friend here. That is who is floating over my shoulder right there.
Hey, Ghost.
So he is the only reason I am able to die and come back. Is because the ghost possesses light and able to resurrect or reconstruct my from disparate pieces. All right, so if we go over here, this big structure is a pyramid, and this is kind of like a ship. A ship, for the Darkness Army. And if we go in here, it has a very distinct architecture, very blocky, geometric, and we'll start
in a way getting Borg vibes. That's what the
Borg vibes.
Yeah,
that's fair. And as we go further in here, this particular pyramid is owned by a disciple of the Witness, who is like a looming figure in the Destiny universe, this embodiment of darkness. And it's owned by this disciple named Callus. Callus is of the Cabal species of alien, and he really likes people. So you'll see we've got all of these enemies here that are decked out in finery. If I could leave any bodies behind without disintegrating them. Maybe not. Let's try maybe a different kind of gun. There we go. So we can see, his Callus's love of wealth here, in the fact that even his grunts have these like gold-tipped toe armor, and he's got different chest plates and stuff that have gold all over them. But these are like all look like under masks.
Okay.
Maybe not the prettiest folks, but
no,
at least not by our standards.
No.
And then scattered throughout Callus Pyramid here too, we'll see the all in mate cut gemstones. Even by the doors, we've got fancy sculptures. And it just gets worse as we get closer to the part of where this bad guys dwell.
I saw a message about something being supercharged. Is that special magic axe thing that you went earlier?
Yeah. So down the bottom left corner, there's that bar. It's called a super, and that's going to be the Twilight Arsenal, the axes that I was throwing earlier. And you can change those out. If I change it now, it'll reset the bar.
Right.
But yeah, you can. There's almost all of the subclasses. The elements have multiple different ones. So like this one, the Void subclass for Titan, can also generate a giant bubble around you, like a big shield. There's one that turns you into like a humanoid missile. It'll launch you across the arena. How about we all calm down? Oh, there we go. And then here's those axes that I can pick back.
Nice.
Uses.
I'm back here. I have to ask you a question.
Another one of those kind of puzzle mechanics. This one's pretty simple, but they'll reuse the mechanic in it a couple different ways, where I've got to take something that the enemy dropped and, go dunk it in a place. Oh, if this guy will let me stay on the ground. There we go. And again, yeah, you can see like more of that finery. Big plates of gold and
Nice.
stuff dripping all over the place. There's one of those balls back here to drop in the goal.
In football. All right. Golden football.
I know one of the things that you and I were going to talk about is, the gunplay in this game is fantastic. And it's because this comes
Yes.
from Bungie.
Yeah.
And what other stuff has Bungie made? Are you familiar?
No, I'm hard time remembering something about Beyonce.
Beyonce?
Halo. That's it.
Halo. There we
Yes.
go. The Halo games, or at least the first 3, were made by Bungie. And along with a couple of other games, they had Pathways into Darkness, and they had Marathon as well.
Marathon. Yeah.
Marathon trilogy. So, the gunplay, that is just as satisfying in Halo, that really carries over here.
And that's what I found. I've been a pretty casual player of this, first, both Destiny and Destiny 2, and I found that first-person shooter gameplay very smooth because of that. So it translates very well. Not even borrows very well from the Halo franchise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree. It does. It borrows really well from it, and it creates that really satisfying. Weapons feel like they have a. They feel like they have a weight. They have an impact to them. I cannot for the life of me remember where I'm supposed to go here. But yeah. So they have that really cool, feeling to them. There's our big bad.
Close.
Oh no, that's our big bad. He smashed the last guy. Excellent.
Oh wow.
But Bungie, as a company, has gotten themselves in a bit of hot water.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
So
They've been a little sketchy with something lately, and their new project, in fact.
yeah, and Bungie has had they've run into some small snafus over the last couple of years with how they've handled Destiny overall. There's been some dropping quality, and a lot of that, from all the reports we're hearing from inside the company, seem to be, something to do with the leadership within. That's not a great sign, but the game is still doing well and still is seeing decent concurrent. Well, the problem is they decided to, not re-release but reimagine one of their original games, which was Marathon.
Mm-hmm.
Marathon is this really interesting, trippy world of cybernetics and AI rampancy, and a lot of the hallmarks of both the Destiny and Halo are seen in see their origins in Marathon.
Yes.
Well, they decided that they were going to make an extraction shooter. And just call it Marathon, inspired, set in the same world as the first 3 games. Problem is, somebody on Twitter spotted that some artwork from a smaller artist was seen in the game, and they were not credited for that art. And then as things got, as that got more and more attention, it turns out that a significant portion of the art and art style seems to have been copied, if not directly stolen from this artist.
This artist. Oh, geez.
And it's been confirmed, at least as far as I have seen, that that artist is not working on the game in any capacity. And so Joseph Cross, who's the art director, has had to, he actually had a big AMA panel, Ask Me Anything, live video. He was going live and talking to the community through chat. And the entire chat just kind of devolved into you've stolen things and you are not giving credit where credit is due. It's gotten so bad that one of the video game reporters who most commonly reviews Bungie content basically said, like, this game, unless it's delayed, for a year or 2 years with some significant reworks, both in mechanics and art style, this game is going to be dead on arrival. And this is, mind you, this is somebody who who has friends at Bungie, who is a huge proponent of their work.
Yeah,
it's pretty irredeemable. So yeah, it's a rough situation. It makes you feel bad for all of the worked on.
Who have actually put in the time and the art and development into it. It's a huge step back for them. Yeah, there's just happened to look it up a little bit here. As of today, Forbes is reporting Marathon isn't canceled, but it's bad we even have to ask that. And I mean, I don't know, it seems like anymore there's no big titles or even bigger dev companies that don't seem to have some sort of share of controversy or issue, or they finally they release their product, but then it's half baked. It takes several upgrades, and again, speaking of Cyberpunk, that was released kind of prematurely, and now it's a great game after all the updates and patches and additional content. So it's sad that you have to take that long for a game to get there.
Yeah.
When the expectation is still from us is at launch, we want a good, solid game.
I think that's why his
It doesn't have to have all that content. Sure, add it on later, but give us a solid game.
Yeah.
Play with.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's that quote out there. I'm never 100% sure if it's misattributed, but I believe it was Satoru Iwata of Nintendo. Made the comment that a bad game is bad forever, but a delayed game may see success. So, yeah.
So I know people are probably disappointed in like GTA 6 being delayed, but I see it as a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Honestly.
absolutely.
Because that means now, like, our expectation when it comes out next year, it's going to actually be solid launch. But
yeah. So kind of ducking back into Destiny, though. So Destiny is really cool because one of the many things, as people might have been able to tell, I love this game just a little bit. There is, the narrative team has done incredible work. The lore is deep and rich and has so much. The music team has done amazing things, but also the set pieces, the environments in which the game exists. I mean, we've seen, everything from The Last City, which is this mix of fantasy and sci-fi. We've got the wastelands around it. Now we've got Neomuna with the cyberpunk and, diving into the computer networks. We have the monolithic architecture of pyramids. And then another one that I really like is the Traveler, which we haven't talked about a lot, but the Traveler is the source of Guardian's Light, is how they get their powers, especially in the beginning of the game. The Traveler ends up firing off a beam and damaging one of the pyramids that we were just in.
okay.
And so that is the setting of one of the raids called the Root of Nightmares, and is one of my favorite visual places to exist in, because it really shows off the scale and it shows off how wild and creative the set design team can be.
If I can interrupt here really quick
Absolutely.
while this is loading, we had a couple of noteworthy donations come in the last few minutes.
Oh.
Rachel, Dad, and Petra donated $200,
Oh.
and then Jordan donated $100. And for those who may or may not be keeping score on the cats versus dogs poll, that $100 went to cats.
Excellent. I am sure that Elle, who was on here earlier, is going to be ecstatic. Thank you very much for those donations. Alrighty, thank you much. So already, as we drop in here,
that
this
is
is
cool.
literally like, this is the first thing you see when you drop in. This is the inside of the pyramid hit by a traveler's beam. And so, we could see this black monolith and then just an explosion of fractal color. And, we can see too, one of the ideas that they really one of the things that they really show off is Traveler's all about light and life and color.
I see.
And that there is just this barren emptiness of the pyramids and the idea of darkness and death. So this is called the Root of Nightmares. Right over there, right up in the sky, we can actually see the Traveler.
You've arrived.
Oh.
And one of the things that's really, really fun when you're doing raids is that sometimes the boss itself will talk to you through the entire raid. And so the boss for this raid is called Nezarek, who is the Root of Nightmares. Spoiler. And he is just this creepy thing that lurks in the back of your spires fear for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so part of your job is to take him down through every puzzle encounter and combat, and you're just running through this whole thing. He's whisper in your ear.
Trying to demoralize you.
Yes,
Trying to make progress.
Psychological warfare.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am not going to go through the entire raid. That's not really possible, at least for somebody of my skill level, to do a 6-man raid as a single person. But I did want to wander through here a little bit, wipe out some enemies, and just kind of show you guys how cool some of this set design. It is really one of my favorite places. And this entire, we can actually see further into the pyramid back there. This will evolve as you complete each combat and each puzzle encounter. The actual world around you shifts and changes, and it's something pretty unpleasant. This is part of a hidden puzzle game. It relies on the mechanics for the raid. And then we just get this huge sense of scale because of how wide open everything is, how much space is separating even individual enemies. You can see here, there's a massive courtyard between individual enemies. A lot of story and a lot of concept being translated into the terrain that you're in.
Lily Pandas mentioned earlier, lurking one of my fave people. Hope everything has been going well.
Thank you very much, Lily. We love you too.
Hi, Lily. Yeah, this level is gorgeous.
Off in the distance, this is called a tree of silver wings, and wherever the traveler's energies touch, one of these big spiral trees grows. For a long time, that was actually my, not this particular one, but one from another area of the game was actually my wallpaper. 3 years, I think.
Nice.
Just because it's such a cool visual. And I can see a little bit further back too, just going back to the conversation with Bungie and Marathon, their hot water situation. Yeah, Darbyshov, you have a great point. Yeah, there was acknowledgement from Bungie that this, in the way that they said, oh, this is, this game is inspired by the art style of the artist. And then yeah, it was pretty damning when. Like not the entire art team, I imagine, but a significant portion of them were following that art, and so like there was a convergence of most of the art team back on that one artist and their work. Here we go. Here's another interesting little piece. We can see this is like a creature that's been, I guess, dissected and preserved in amber.
Oh, split into 3 parts.
Yeah. This game is pretty wild with its visuals sometimes.
Don't let those scientists in Jurassic Park go near the amber.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't want whatever was in that amber. I do not want that coming back.
Your note.
I'm glad my messages reached you. I considered you might leave me here to rot, but we both know you Guardians can't resist unanswered questions. Or a challenge.
A really cool shot.
You can walk on this stuff. I actually have to travel on.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh wow, there's even starting to see more of the detail around that tree.
Yep. And so this is where I'm going to have to stop with. This is the first true encounter. How far I can go into this area. I think it's pretty far. When I've played this one before. Oh, never mind. It started. And there's all our enemies.
Whoopsie.
And as you can see, I mean, like just from this alone, there's way more enemies to probably deal with.
Yeah.
And they continuously respawn. All right, I'm going to go ahead and jump out of. Oh, okay. I'm going to jump out of the map, I guess. On.
Turn back.
Turn back.
I tried. Your light fade.
And so I think just to kind of finish out as we're kind of starting to wrap up the segment here relatively soon, I wanted to drop into a mission from the current season of content, the current season of story, called Derealization. And it's a workout. It is difficult for sure.
By the way, what's the tower?
The tower.
What is that?
If you decide to pick up this game, you will spend about a third of your game time in this one area.
Yes, you will.
Yeah, this is a social space.
Yes, even for a casual player like me, the tower is a common place that you go to.
So the tower is this is where the Guardians spend a significant amount of time. is both functionally as a social space in the game where players can get together and kind of group up before going into an activity, but also from a story standpoint, it's kind of the heart and soul of the Vanguard, which is the big group of light-powered guardians who are defending the city, the last city from. And so a lot of very important things, both functionally and story-wise, kind of are centered around. So we have, we're going to ignore the giant flames for a minute. Yeah. We have, the postmaster. So whenever you run out of space in your own inventory, all of your loot will go to the postmaster. Fortunately, in this day and age of gaming, we have plenty of microtransactions, and that's what Tess Everest sells.
Of course. Can't have a game without microtrans.
We have a character that is lost in the one of the early stories of Destiny 2 named Cade. We have Cade's memorial there.
F in chat for Cade.
F in chat for Cade. $5 donation in memory of Cade. And then we also have Commander Zavala, who is one of the 3 leaders of the Vanguard. Now, Commander Zavala was actually played by the late Lance Reddick. You've seen the John Wick movie. As him there, he was a prolific actor and an incredible piece of the Destiny community too. He really loved to engage with the fans. He was on Twitter all the time, dropping videos, responding to people's comments, and just generally being silly. And
such a good voice too. I loved hearing him in all of the variety of. He was also Silas in Horizon.
Oh, was he really?
So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
very cool. Another reason for me to finally play the Horizon series. Yes. And he was replaced, unfortunately, after his passing. He had recorded voice lines for well in advance of future projects, so we got his voice even after he passed for a little while. And then eventually he was replaced with Keith David, another amazing voice actor and actor. Been in a ton of things. If you've seen, maybe not super kid-friendly, but if you've seen Has Been Hotel, he is in Has Been Hotel as kicked for forgetting this. Husk. There we go. Husk in Has Been Hotel.
A couple people are going to kick you for that.
He is, of course, the Arbiter in the Halo series. So he has some history in working with Bungie, and he was very respectful of Lance Reddick's memory and really wants to do the character justice. That's Commander Zavala. We have a couple of others. I'm not going to go through all of them, but we have like Shax, who is the PvP representative. Kind of base with when you're dealing with player versus player.
Returns.
He's known for when you're playing online matches against other people. He just screams at you. That's just kind of his announcer style. There's a number of others. There's also a lot of like seasonal events that happen in this game, and games that or events that'll happen every couple of weeks.
Oh,
one of them right now
thing
is Iron Banner, one of my favorites. This is a PvP mode that is it's a lot of fun. It is meant to be a like semi-serious, not a full-blown competitive mode, but something that's a little more, you're chasing for specific gear, and everything here is more like traditionally war-themed. So you'll have armor that looks like Shogun you can chase in here.
Cool.
Or there's armor that looks like so I'm not sure what this is. Yeah, the Shredder, there you go. Yeah, so I suppose more that Japanese. There's been medieval armor from this and Vikings at one point. Cool stuff there.
Cool. Well, you want to continue on to what you were
we'll go ahead and
what do you want to show us?
Drop into derealization.
So what enemy do you have to deal with in derealization?
So derealization is really cool because it introduces and really capitalizes on one of the newer factions, or actually the newest faction in the game, which is known as the Dread. So
dreadful.
as the as we're dealing with the current expansion, the current like overarching major story plot, which is the final shape, which ends the entire Light and Dark saga, we were also introduced to a race that was handcrafted by the Witness himself, which is this, they were creatures that were taken and manipulated and turned into these finely honed tools of evil. And so this mission is genuinely pretty hard. There's going to be a lot of flashing on the screen. I'll go ahead and warn that now. And
some death.
Yeah, a fair bit of that.
Of you dying, not even
right?
enemies.
Yeah, a lot of me going down. I have completed this like a couple of times. I had to for a specific weapon to get that weapon from this mission, but not the easiest. Oh, that's right. Yes, there's this giant eye up in the sky, and if it watches me for too long, I just keel over. That's not fun. You'll see that suffocating terror at the top.
Okay.
That I need to try and make sure that stays below. I think it's like 12.
Oh, okay. So avoid Sauron's gaze. Got it.
Yes.
Yes, you don't have the ring on you.
As it turns out, it doesn't matter right now. It's going to go after me. This right here, this is like a mini boss. It's called a Tormentor. He's not very nice. You can't just shoot him anywhere on his body. He has specific weak spots, which are those glowing pads on his shoulders.
Okay.
And there we go, there's one of them blown up. Once you break both of these, right now he's actually being rather polite. He's only... Oh, for crying out. Okay, let's change these. Go over to this side.
He's being polite because the other ones are being jerks.
Yeah, he's throwing stuff at me and he's swinging his scythe or whatever, but he's not being too aggressive right now. But now that both of his shoulders are popped, he's going to start chasing me. And he's really, really aggressive about it. Okay.
Ooh. Oh.
This is called the Dark Harvest. I am completely stuck and cannot get out of that. I think if I'm playing with other people, they can actually shoot his chest and he'll drop me.
Okay.
But playing solo, yeah, he does not.
Okay. Caden Terror.
Big boy. Come here. Oh, and then I can finish him. So there are some times where an enemy, an enemy gets low enough on their health bar where you can actually, they'll have this little dot appear above their head, and you can hit a specific key, form like a coup de grace.
Nice.
Cool. This first area is cleared. Now it's going to be an uphill battle. Literally. Oh, that eye in the sky is gone. I think it moves to a later area.
Okay. I noticed too, if you weren't looking in its direction, it wouldn't hurt you. It's just when you would look too.
Oh, really? I don't think I've ever noticed that.
Yeah.
Oh, here's some dread.
You looked away and the suffocating went down.
Huh.
So. Very
interesting. Good to realize that. Oh, there we go. There's the eyeball back there. He doesn't see me right now. This particular kind of dread is called a grim, and they fly, which is obviously just kind of a pain in the neck. But they have something else. If I can get a little bit closer to them, something else they'll do too. have that scream.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, that was maybe not my brightest idea.
We got to hear the scream, so...
But you got to hear the scream. Well, so that scream will actually paralyze me. And it won't completely paralyze me, but it'll slow me down and make it harder to move. So, generally try to keep some distance. These weavers will throw out... maybe he's just going to shoot me. These are another kind. These are called husks. And they have big blades they'll slice me with. They also have... if you wipe them out, they have like a thing that pops out where they were. And there we go. There's one. And they kind of fly at you and explode.
Oh, kind of like a flood-like. That.
Yeah, a little bit. Gosh, another tormentor. All right.
That'd be a fun idea. We should just play some Halo together on the stream sometime.
We should play some Halo. I love Halo.
Oh, we did that last year. I forgot.
Oh, we did do that. Yeah, that's right. We played, gosh, what mission was that? It's the one where you're like climbing up the Forerunner towers on the ring.
Let's say, I think it was the Ark. What?
Was it the Ark? Tormentor went down a lot better. There we go. So the weavers, yeah, the weavers will kind of bounce you around. When I first did this mission for for that weapon that I was talking about, I was really, really underpowered. And I think I seriously sat here for like 3 hours playing this mission, just very stubbornly not accepting that I was not strong enough with the enemies, and just hiding at every opportunity, trying to get through it.
Did you get through it?
I did eventually get through it. Like I said, it was like 3 hours, but I did eventually get there.
That's when our pride gets the best of us. It's like, no, I can beat this.
I can do it. Game's not better than me.
I can do it, Dad.
There we go. Yeah, we were getting real high up there on the suffocating terror.
Whew. Whew.
Keep your skill issue to yourself there, Rebecca Luigi.
I mean, I don't see her down here playing this.
Yeah, exactly. I think.
So I'm just saying. What am I saying? I don't know.
I think maybe next year, maybe we should throw her in. She could like solo a dungeon for us or something. Solo some hard content.
That's what a real Destiny 2 player looks like. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, wow.
Someone who does not play this game much. I would be. Maybe that could be a bonus for the stream of run me into a dungeon. See how miserable I can be.
Hey, we could do that too. We could drag you in for a dungeon next year, right? All right, let's see. Oh, yes. And then we have, I can't remember what these guys are called. They are awful. Suspend me in the air, get me stuck. Gosh, that did practically nothing to him. Look at that.
Yeah, didn't even get a third of the way down.
What's that?
Didn't even get a third of the way down. I got him halfway.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh gosh! Okay, so I guess it does go above 12.
Okay.
Maybe the cap's 20. I can't remember. I'm stuck again. I can't hardly move. 20 is the cap.
It will kill you with a unique animation.
A unique animation. That's concerning.
Hey, maybe you could show that off in a little bit. What
Yeah, sure. Why
unique one
not?
will be.
Maybe if this guy lets me live long enough.
He's dead. Stop stabbing his corpse.
Oh yeah, that's something else. I don't know if it's intentional or not. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but the enemies in this game do not stop going after you when you're downed.
Mm-hmm.
They continually beat on where your body was.
Yep.
And just continue to go after you.
As I've been watching.
There we go.
At least in Halo 3 when they took you down. They stopped, but then they would laugh at you.
Yeah, I mean, it's maybe not better.
Especially the brutes.
It's all right. I'm going to jump in for a moment here. We had another $100 come in from Affirmation Chick. Thank you, Affirmation Chick, for that donation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Something interesting is happening here as well. We can see that there's, in the top right corner, there's a character speaking, and down at the bottom it shows the subtitles for that character's speech. And we, part of the reason that happened is that this season of content was actually developed during the SAG-AFTRA writer strike, I believe, or maybe it was the voice actor strike. I can't remember. One of the strikes over in content creation world, and so they decided that they were actually going to move ahead with the creation of the season and opted to just not use the voice actors until they were back in the.
Okay.
So that's been a bit of a controversial decision on their part, and they did I believe acknowledge that even, but stated that they would rather put out the content than not provide that to their fan base.
I would say, personally, as long as they still are able to bring in those voice actors and compensate them, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
As long as they do. As long as they do right by their actors.
Yeah.
And writers and...
There we go. So now we got an enemy using some of that cosmic ice.
That's a tall enemy, though.
No, I got shoved behind that wall. No.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
Now, there's like some... Okay, so the boss's health bar has disappeared. That's a little concerning, actually. Not sure why that's the case. Okay, so it looks like we've got some sentinels that we need. Keep an eye out and see if you see anything that looks a little bit tougher than the others. Not sure what the sentinels look like. Oh, well, maybe that. The thing that says sentinel.
Maybe. It's background is pretty interesting.
Yes. Yeah, so this mission is taking place on a ship called the Dreadnought, and the Dreadnought is hanging in the rings of Saturn.
I'd wondered. Oh, yeah.
We are actually, that right there, that is our sun. Saturn out there, and this is what the rings look like from the inside. Which actually, funny enough, I don't think is scientifically correct. I think the rings are a lot more like a fine dust, right?
Yeah, I think smaller particles than these large rocks formations. Right. Yep. Very thin, too. Rings consist of particles in orbit. The trace component of rocky material.
Oh.
Particles range from micrometers to meters in size.
Yeah, those look a little bit
have some
bigger
larger
than...
pieces, but yeah, those look a lot larger than meters.
just a tad. Also, it looks to be some kind of ship out there, maybe a fallen ship of some kind. Okay, take... Oh, okay, let's grab one of those axes and get out of there. Empower the curse.
I didn't realize the Dread are the first faction to have flying units with wings.
Yes. Yeah.
The Grim that we saw earlier. Yeah.
And it looks like they're actually, this is a newer word to use for it, but like a newer tech within their physics engine for this game, and so they really just kind of locked it down to the Dread at first, or to the Grim within the Dread faction. But it looks like with some of the other content that is being announced for later this year with the Edge of Fate new expansion and Renegades, both of those are going to start featuring more flying enemies, jetpacks and things of that nature. So even the existing factions should start getting some flying ones as well.
Introduces additional layer challenge.
And it's kind of interesting too, because so many companies have switched over to the use of Unreal Engine 5 or 4, companies that have been developing for a little while on Engine. So many companies are switching to Unreal because of its visual capabilities and that.
Yeah.
Bungie has not done that and does not seem to have any interest in shifting away from their in-house engine. And in a similar way, the Halo games for a long time were done on the Blam engine, which was also in-house for Bungie, and then later on handed off to 343.
Yeah.
And so, we don't see that very much. It feels like anymore that people have in-house engines that they're sticking with. Mm-hmm. And I recognize, it's difficult to, I imagine it's difficult to maintain that to a certain degree.
Yeah. I can understand other devs using something that can be supported. It's more like So many others use it. There's a lot more for that of having to figure it out.
Right.
All right, so what do you have left here, and do we have the time to do it? Because I know there's only a couple minutes left.
I don't think that we're going to be able to finish this particular one out, but what we are doing is we are trying to power and then further break a curse placed on the player, so that way we can, reach kind of the final boss, which is this avatar of evil.
Okay.
Sensing a bit of a theme here of light versus dark and good versus evil.
I'm noticing that,
yeah. We might be able to at least finish this, but I would guess not. If you are interested in Destiny, this is a very deep game with a lot of content over years of play. And we are, at the branching point as a player base for a whole new set of stories, and actually halfway through, 6 months after the release of the next expansion, we're getting a mini expansion that is entirely inspired by Star Wars. So you can look forward to that over the coming months if you decide to dive in.
Because there's, if I'm not mistaken, there's swords in this game too, right? That you can get.
Yeah, there are swords.
I'm pretty sure I played use a sword in this game. It's fun.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty cool.
Well, thank you for showing us this. This is it's fun. Again, I've played it myself, and watching you play it again has made me excited about it. So I might come back to playing it for a bit.
All right.
And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thank you all for watching.
All right, as we transition to the